Call me CAPO, I don't care. Something is fishy, right? I mean, stocks are down 10%, GDP numbers coming out today, inflation is not seeming to cool down, crypto has a massive rally without decent volume, we see basically everything that is happening in the markets, and we go, oh, next bull market is here and whatnot. I'm not buying it. You can call me CAPO. I don't care. I don't want to get caught up in it, by the way, just so we are clear. I don't want to be the ultra bear forever. But right now, this does not look like a bull market to me. And you know, it's so weird because I was the guy who's been calling for the bull, and I've been the guy who's been saying let's long at whatever 17k, and then we took we took a position at 26k, and I know, but markets change. You as a trader got to take what the market gives you, and the market does not give me a decent long here. Not yet, at least. So let's jump right into the show, guys. Good morning to everybody. If you are new to the channel, smash the like button, subscribe either here or here. You can smash the like button and subscribe. Very important disclaimer before I get into the video. None of it is financial advice, all for entertainment purposes only. And if you find anything that is happening in the show, any links or anything that I mentioned, you can either scan this here or you can go down and there's a pinned comment in the comment section. So let's get into it, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Drew. Good morning, Luba. Good morning, SV Trader. I love that. Good morning, Master. Good morning, John Smith. Did I see you before? I think you're new here. Welcome. Welcome, Luba. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Goldie Crypto. Good morning, Bella. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Nice to see you. Smash the like button, fam. Leave a comment. It helps me, helps the algo, helps the channel, and helps you eventually. So, big day today. Guys, I've been sitting here for the past 1 hour, and I've been wondering whether I should just say, you know, let's leave this where it is, and then we see what happens. But no, I was putting decent thought in there, and I wanted to get to... I have to share my thought process with you. Now, it's very important, as the disclaimer said as well, not financial advice, and I do not want to be the guy that gets stuck in his own mind and whatever that is, and then we're in the bull already and I'm shorting at 80k. No. So just so we clear and get that out of the way from the very beginning, I am bullish. So I think we are going into the bull market. I think we are heating up for a major rally. I think we are going to see all-time high within 12 to 18 months. All that, right? But, and there is the big but. If you look at what is happening right now, numbers don't add up for me. That's just the case with all the ETF, the BlackRock drama, the whole manipulation happening. Is it on the DTCC's website or is it not on the DTCC's website? What the fuck is happening? No, I'm not buying it, and that's the problem. And I'm not saying that we're not in the bull, and I'm not bearish, and I'm not whatever, but I think that for the short term, we are going to see sub 25. That's what I'm thinking right now. We'll need to see if there is invalidation. We will take it as we go. If you have not seen my recent video on why this might be just a big trap, go and check that out because that's a pretty cool video and explanation. It's a 3.5 minute video. I definitely recommend you do check that out. Yeah, we'll take it from there. All right, guys, let's jump right into it, eh? Shall we? So let's just do this. So why do I not buy this whole situation? We have to start. The thumbnail says, you know, the GDP numbers coming out today. Are you prepared? Yeah, so that's the thing. Are you prepared? Because the thing is that let's summarize what I think about this whole situation, right? If I go back in October and I look at the numbers, in the economic calendar, this is what we do every single day, right? In the economic calendar, if you look at this, PMI higher, indicating higher inflation, right? Then you go down, they have job openings, higher. Jobs are rocketing. Then we have non-farm employment change. Yes, we do have that, but then we have the non-farm employment change coming in 3 times what it was. Then you go average hourly earning down. Unemployment rate up. A little bit up, tiny bit up. Core PPI up. PPI month to month up. CPI month to month, year to year up. You know, anything. I can look at anything basically. Retail sales up. Core retail sales and retail sales up. Industrial production up. Unemployment came down. That means people have jobs. Home sales, up. PMI, up. Service PMI, up. New home sales, up. It's like everything is up. I do not see a cooling down in the economy. Yet, if you look at the NASDAQ, down 10% since July. If you look at the Dow Jones, down 8% since July. If you look at the S&P, down 9.2% since July. You know, I just saw this, which is like the S&P 500 has officially raised 4 trillion in market value since July 27th high. That is the exact time when the Fed removes recession from their forecast. If you look at, and then let's talk about today, right? Because this is what's important. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I'm so happy to see ladies here as well. My analytics on YouTube says that there are no ladies in the follower base, but I'm like, you know nothing, Jon Snow. I know we've got ladies in the house here. We've got Mizi, Bella, Luba. We've got all these fantastic ladies here. So YouTube, don't lie to me. Okay, so if you look at this and you see advanced GDP, so first of all, let's talk about this. So what does advanced GDP mean? So I had to like really, you know, try to summarize this so it makes a lot of sense, because they try to make it extremely complicated just so none of us understands it. So what it basically means, GDP is gross domestic product, right? So what it means is that that's the output of the country. That means that if you manufacture a widget or if you manufacture whatever that is, the value of those products that you manufactured adds up, services and products adds up, and that comes to a value, right? And that's the country's GDP basically. And so when we look at GDP growth, expansion or contraction, right? Then we look at, is the economy growing or slowing down, right? And so the whole problem of the Fed and the whole interest rates and FOMC and all that stuff was because the economy was booming, inflation was over the roof, and they needed to cool the economy. This is the monetary tightening, right? Monetary tightening, yeah. So the rate increase, they increased the interest rates to cool down, you know, people from investing in different assets, and then eventually cool down inflation, and then eventually get everything back in order. So that was the whole point of doing the whole situation, right? So GDP says, So the GDP number, advanced GDP, there are three main. I can show it to you here. 2 seconds. So there are three announcements. We have the advanced, and we have two more. I don't remember which one are those, but this is the first one. So this is basically the prediction. The numbers later will come in refined and much more precise. So this is like the first kind of draft idea on what the GDP quarter to quarter looks like. So GDP quarter to quarter means that it measures the growth or the decline in GDP from the previous quarter, right? So if in Q3 we had, you know, or if in Q2 we had expansion, then this number here should measure the growth. But then you could say, all right, but probably from quarter to quarter, we did not grow 4.5% because we would be screwed. And that's right. And this is why it comes in how they make it complicated. So it says here, while this is a quarter to quarter data, it's reported in an annualized format, which means that they get a number, let's say 1, and they multiply that with 4. So they get a number that says what was the growth or decline from the previous month, right? And they multiply that with 4 and predict this is going to be, if nothing changes, this is like the trajectory that we're going in. So this is going to be the year to year GDP, right? So this is the whole idea here. So the 4.15 means that it's 1.125. They're expecting 1.125 1.125% increase from Q2 to Q3. That's what this says basically. So talking about this, right? The important stuff here is that if I look at everything and I try to connect the dots, right? Our job as traders is to connect. Our job as human beings is to connect the dots, by the way. But like as traders, we gotta connect the dots. And if I look at all this, everything seems to be up. Inflation doesn't seem to be cooling in a rapid pace, right? It is cooling a little bit, but it's not cooling as it should be cooling. And although, and this is the next thing, right? That we have FOMC in 6 days. So if I look at this, what is the prediction for rate hikes? right? So the prediction for rate hikes is that 97.1% says that there will be no rate hikes. So there will be we will stay the same. It's 5.25, right? 5.25, 5.5. This is what we're going to stay. And then 2.9% says that we will see an easing of the monetary policy. So that means that we will cut back on the rate hikes that the Fed made. And there's 0% chance for a hike. Now, I don't know if you remember, but all the big guys were trying to convince us in 2008 that everything is fine, you know? So that is where it gets real interesting, because now that we see that there is 0% hike and Fed took off the recession and whatnot, but the chart says something completely different. I don't know. I'm just saying Bitcoin I'm not really buying it. That's my problem. This is the video that I was talking about. You should watch this video if you go to my channel. By the way, guys, we have 282 subscribers now. 282. It says 281, but it's 282. So you should go and check out this video. This actually explains what I think on the crypto and the Bitcoin. 285. But you should go and check out that video. Okay. So I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And again, I'm not the guy to, you know, do all the predictions, and I'm not the guy to do all the fundamentals. But if I look at this, I'm no stupid. So I look at it and I'm like, okay, so what does the whole thing mean? And by the way, guys, if you're new to the channel, click here. Click there where this little arrow here is showing and subscribe to the channel, because we do this every single day. And I've got a lot of stuff coming out for you guys. November 1st, FOMC, but big day for me as well. So it's going to be very cool. So anyway, if you look at this, right? If you look at this, what I'm thinking is the following. We're going to see the advanced GDP numbers come in here. If this comes in higher, it's going to be pretty bad for the markets, especially crypto, in my opinion, right? Because that means that the economy is not cooling. That means we're booming, right? So if this comes in higher than expected, that's not going to be good for us. That's going to be good for the Dixie. And that will also, I'll just talk about the Dixie in a second, but that will also result in the Dixie pushing to the next level, most probably, that I've been explaining. And this has a major implication. Like, we should not fade this number. You know, like, oh yeah, GDP and we're in a bull market and what? No, you should really not fade this, because this can be devastating. And then right after, right at the same time, we've got unemployment claims. So imagine if the unemployment claims drop, therefore people have jobs, and the GDP grows. So if this number comes in higher and this comes in lower, we're in a big trouble. We're in a big trouble, and that all boils into what I was saying with the potential push. What we see on Bitcoin, it's just I just don't really understand, right? So let's take it step by step. Let's talk about the Dixie. So in the Dixie, I've been calling the Dixie to come to this level, right? And then reject. And now what happened? We did the rejection. We have a 4-point structure. We have a market structure shift, and we have a market structure break, right? So we do have that, and these are strong levels. So my understanding of the Dixie is that we are coming back to the to fill the inefficiency. We're taking all the liquidity. So we're coming back to this 107, 155 point region, and then we're gonna reject hard. That's what I'm thinking. So this is the last. So multiple scenarios, right? I believe what will happen is that we come up here and reject, and we go sub 103, sub 103, and potentially sub 100, depending on how the escalation goes in the Middle East and all that. But this is basically what it is. Like I think we're coming back here and we reject. That's what it is. The second scenario, though, if the numbers come in bad and the FOMC comes in, you know, maybe there's a huge surprise and there will be rate hikes, or there will be hawkish speaks saying, you know, we will increase and da-da-da-da-da. This can easily push through here and come to the 109 region, and that will send Bitcoin to. So this is something to consider, right? Before I go further, I want to look at the chat. Good morning, Marcel. Good morning, Jean. Good morning from Sweden. I think you're also new. I'm so happy to see you here. Did I just go broke, grow broke? There will be an ETF coming where you can short woke companies like Disney and, you know, Walmart, and exciting. Hey Miles, nice to see you back. You became a regular now. Nuno, welcome. Good morning. Let's go. Midweek reversal coming, maybe. Good morning, Igor. Mixa, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, so talking about this, guys, smash the like button, and subscribe to the channel. We do this every single day. Okay, so it's worth smashing, and I really appreciate the comments. Women's power in the house. Let's go. Okay, cool. So you might not be watching me for the content, right? You might just want the visuals. No, I'm just joking. It's not that good. I understand. Okay, so let's jump into it. So Bitcoin. I marked this spot because I wanted to take a long position here, actually. But then I was looking at the whole situation, and we can still take a long, but I need to see. I need to see a high break somewhere here. But even that is like, bleh. Yeah, so anyway, let's jump into this. If I look at the daily on the Bitcoin, right, this is what I see. I mean, what the fuck is this? And it can happen if you go back in history, right? If you go back in history and you see how the bull started here, right? This is a similar pattern that we see. This is kind of similar. So if I take this here and I take it here, something like this, right? Pretty cool magic, hey? So if I take something like this and I go here and I go, okay, so what do we see here? We kind of see something similar. Look at this. Yes, it's something similar. I'm not saying we see the same thing, but we see something similar. We kind of have this accumulation phase. We come down here and then we have this push, a little bit of pullback here. This is what we have, a pullback, a little push, and then we miss this pullback and just simply pump. Now here is the problem. Here's the problem. Or maybe you can understand it this way as well. Little pullback, and then pump. Now here's my problem. Number one, we are coming to the daily equilibrium, in my opinion, right? So I'm still bullish on the 41K, whether now or later or whatnot, I don't know. But I'm still bullish on that. The problem is that we have, let's look at the volume. Considering the volume is coming in, so that's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. The volume is coming in. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yes, that's not bad at all. Volume seems to be coming in, and that's very good. That's very, very good. We need that. So we had a decreasing volume here, and then here we started picking maybe like even here, and then we started to see these spikes. Volume is definitely lower than it was in previous days, so something to consider. But what I wanted to say is that we see what we were talking about in the show yesterday. What we talk about is here's this liquidity. This probably is going to get taken, and I did not expect it to come up here. It's my mistake actually, because obviously it comes up for the beginning of so the reason why I didn't expect it to come and take the whole liquidity is because this was a major dump, and I thought that this was enough for it to hold, and it actually did have a little bit of retracement, but it wasn't enough, and it took all the liquidity up here. So this is taken now, and we are building liquidity. Now the question is what you want to look at. This is liquidity up here, but this is liquidity down here as well. And I think this is much stronger. Everybody's bullish. If you look at crypto Twitter, whatever that is, everybody's going nuts, right? So I don't like that. I don't buy that. I think we have to come. And then this here can be my entry, because, you know, it's not a smart thing. And yesterday I tried to short Bitcoin, proper idiotic thing to do, because it is pumping, you know, it is pumping. And you do not want to short an asset like this. Actually, this might be our level. It's not a strong one, but this might be our level considering the liquidity that we built up. So the whole thing is that I think we need to see a couple of things. Number one, as I explained in the video, we need to go up to the 41,000 region. That's number one. But we can start rejecting from 37,500. We need to see. Again, we'll take it step by step. It's uncharted territory now, so we really need to take it day by day. But first of all, I think we are going up, and then we see a major dump. That's my thought process. Maybe an ETF approval could be the catalyst to send us to 41K. I don't know. But that is a likelihood. Second thing is there is major sell side liquidity. So on the bottom here, there's massive liquidity. I do expect this liquidity to be taken. Maybe it leaves it for later when it comes back, but this has to be taken, in my opinion. So that would put us in a position where Bitcoin should come down. Maybe we should take a long here. Look at this. So I wanted to, this was my level. Oh no, it break through. It is coming down, guys. It is coming down. Okay, so there is major liquidity here. And then let's not forget that on the daily and on the 4 hour, like this is huge inefficiency, right? So this is not This seems like something artificial manufactured. Someone knows someone, and people talk about, you know, BlackRock is bringing in the money and all that. Do you really think that BlackRock starts announcing and doing this hype and listing itself and whatnot before buying in? BlackRock has been buying forever now. Like, the suppression of the price on Bitcoin might probably have just happened because of this. It's not like BlackRock is like, oh, okay, so we are gonna launch an ETF probably in a couple of months, so we're gonna start buying up in October. Fuck no. And especially if this would be the case, they would not announce it. You know, it's just that simple. You know, so the whole situation, when you read it about it in the news, forget it. BlackRock is never gonna tell you, hey, we're buying Bitcoin now in October, watch out. No, that's not how it's gonna go. Probably what they're gonna do is that they're already loaded, they will pump the price up and they sell on retail, because when they launch the ETF, they want their investors to buy in cheaper. That's what makes sense, you know? You like it or not, but this is what it is. So what I see on Bitcoin right now, uncharted territory, right? Uncharted territory. But what I see on Bitcoin is that two main scenarios. Number one, we see a push, take liquidity, come up to maybe the 50% of this week. Maybe the 50% of this week, right? Come up here and then reject. This is one scenario. Let me mark this as well. And then reject. Second scenario, we push and just push, you know, and that's it. Very important also, very important. I am positioned on spot. Like, I am 80% in on spot. I have been for a while now. So I'm not worried. This is all what I'm talking about is trading. So people can say, okay, are you not afraid to miss the pump from 34,000 to 41,000? No, because it doesn't make sense for me to long at this moment. That's what it is. I have my whole, you know, I have my bags that I'm holding, and if I'll need, I will take profits on that. But trading is about taking a 1 to 3, 1 to 5 trade at least and getting in and out, making a couple of $1,000s, and that's it. Like, it's not about, you know, trying to get the biggest button and, you know, go all the way. That can also be a strategy, but yeah, that's not what I'm doing. So the other thing is that that's the two scenarios. The third scenario is I see us pushing down, touching on here, interesting area, very interesting area. So first, a little bit interesting. Second, very, very interesting. So this 32,500 is a great level to look for, because my theory is still that we are going to push to the 41,000, right? Whether it's going to happen now or later, or we're going to come down to a little bit, I don't know. But we are going to push there and then see a reversal. And then see a reversal. So this is what I believe in Bitcoin. We have to watch out for the following days. I can't give you an exact trade right now. I wanted to take a long position here. So I wanted to look at the 5 minute. Yeah, I did want to take a long position here, but I'm not convinced. Look at the liquidity that it is building up. This was what? This was London. Yeah. So maybe. I don't want to take a long. I don't want to take a long. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense for me. You could potentially take a long because Asia, this Asia low here has been touched. So maybe that was the liquidity, massive liquidity built up on top. It might come back up here and then reject from there. But I don't want to take it. It doesn't make sense for me. I think we're going to see a major dump, especially 2:30 today. So it's in about what? What is that? 10, 11, 12, so in about 7-8 hours, we are going to see the numbers come in. And I think there's going to be a big face melting experience for a lot. So this is what I believe. I'm on the sideline. I'm trying to hold my hands, you know, tight. I don't want to trade. But I'm more on the short side than on the bull, except the fact that we have to go to the 41,000. But I think we need to, I would be much more confident. So if we do not retrace now, my thesis on the 41,000 retracement is getting higher and higher. The probability of that working out is getting higher and higher. So if we do not see a retracement now, we do not fill some of this gap, we do not come back 50% on this lag, the chances of us rejecting and going maybe even sub 25 is very high. So I would rather see us having an efficient move down here, right? So I would rather see us coming down here. This is in the 50%. So this actually is a very great area for us. This is a very, very good area for reversal. Very good area. So if we could see this price coming down here, right? And then seeing a reversal from here, that would be just incredibly good. Yes, all these levels are great as well. I'll take this as an aggressive entry. I'll take it out. It's not an aggressive entry because we already have different scenarios playing out and we have the economic numbers coming in and all that. So we need to see, this is a great entry, potentially with a lower time frame confirmation for a quick scalp. This can be a great entry as well. I'll put a label on this. And then point of interest. So if anywhere here we see a reversal, but now I would be very interested in taking a heavy long position between 30,380 and 30,800, let's say 31,000. I would be interested in taking a heavy long here because if we retrace here, we come back 50% on the main leg, on this leg, and that means that the push to the 41K, it can be efficient. Therefore, the dump might not come back to 25, sub 25, but it just comes back to, let's say, so we go to 41, we come back 33, we come back 35. So I would be more, it would make much more sense if we came back down. If we don't come back down, then my theory of us rejecting at the 41K is getting higher and higher. Guys, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We do this every single day. And also let me know in the chat what's up. Like, how's it going? Everybody's listening. I see the chat is not blowing up now. Let me look at it. Third show, John. I appreciate it. It's awesome. Luba, I like your thinking as well. Realistic thinking. Nice. Yeah. I think so. I think so. I think it's coming. I think a retracement is coming. A bit off topic, but I mean the main market structure is the swing low on the time frame, the strong low. Bit off topic, but in the main market structure, is the swing low on a time frame the strong low? Depends. In theory, yes, but it all depends. It all depends what broke the structure. A lot of analysts say it's a very, very strange. Yeah, exactly. It's manipulated. I think it is manipulated. No formal land here. Good morning, Ellie. Bye, everybody, for now. Gotta switch to show. Okay. Ciao, Jonathan. Ayo. Good job. Tell me when we're going down. Yeah, I think so. We can look at forex. Yeah. Let me know what you want me to look at, and then we can look at it. No problem. I am always preparing. The problem is economic numbers coming in, so this is why I'm not keen on taking trades, because the numbers coming in at 2:30 before New York Open, it's gonna be a shit show. So no, actually, the reply to your question is no. So we can look at forex, but I'm not gonna take any trades today. Yes. Anish, I'm very happy. All right. So this was Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance, not much to talk about. We've been calling this to go to 56. It is pushing to 56. Total market cap. Oh, and this, I didn't even talk about this. This is the other thing. Guys, everybody's calling for bull and all-time highs and whatnot, and the total market cap is not able to break above the current high. What are we talking about? We're calling for all-time high and new and bull market and whatnot. And if you look at the total market cap, you see that it's just wicking through the previous high of 1.25 trillion, but it's not able to break above. It's not able to create a break above on the daily. What are we talking about? So, yeah. So it's just, the whole thing seems very fishy for me. It's not even able to break above on the 4 hour. Look at it. It's not even able to close above on the 4 hour. Yes, it's just madness. It's just absolute madness. We do not see a rejection on there. We should see, but again, look at this liquidity building up. Like it's, yeah. It's weird. Definitely weird what's happening now. This is the low. Yeah, so this is the main structural point on the 15. This should be broken. It actually did come back very nicely and retested this. Look at it. So it did come back, retest, and then move on. So potentially it can go up, and then it come retest this. So now a retest here would be the thing to do. I'm not convinced, guys. I'm not convinced. And maybe I'm gonna be, this is what I said in the beginning. Like, if I'm gonna be CAPO, then that's what it is. I'm not gonna stuck to this. Like, I'm not convinced that, oh my god, we have to go and it's not a bull market and blah blah blah, and I'm gonna short. No, like, I'm gonna take what the market gives me. And this is why I'm actually interested in taking a long position on Bitcoin as well, because like if we show a decent move, I am interested in taking a long position. But not until we actually, so it's playing at a short scalp, absolutely. In overall, though, I think we are coming down. Total market cap, yes. Ethereum. Now here's the Ethereum chart. I'm trying to short Ethereum. That's the truth. If you look at the again, not financial advice, don't do this at home. So here's the situation. Yesterday on the show I gave you the entries, right? I said here up here we have this why is this because of the alert. So the whole idea was sorry guys. Okay. So the whole idea was that if we come up to this level, we touch on here and then we reject, we need to take a confirmation entry. Well, here's my confirmation entry. So this is one. This is one, right? And then on the lower time frame, this is another one. Right? Now this is not perfect, but considering the whole situation that has been happening, I had to get in on a short position. And I'm in a short position. I think this is a risky short, but I also think that if we dump, we're gonna dump viciously. And this is a great area for us to reverse. Now it's building up liquidity, so because we haven't touched, we induced this order block. And that's not bad. That's actually very good, because that means that we might come up to this region again, retest this here, and then move down, right? What we see very nicely here is that we break below the low here. So this is a risky short. I do not recommend you taking it, but if you want to, it's you know, it's your call. I'm in this short position. Asia high is also here, so this looks very good. If you do not want to get in, I would wait for this entry as well. I would wait for this entry because this can happen. So this can happen. Yes, but I'm already in this trade, so I'm already short. Let's look at... Oh, by the way, USDT dominance. That's the other thing. Like, I haven't even talked about the important stuff. Like, you see, for you who's here, it's worth staying. So look at this, USDT dominance on a major daily demand zone. Look at it. Major daily demand zone, right? So it has built up liquidity. It can come down. And this is what I said yesterday as well, and the other days. It can come down and break through. But you look at this contraction. Look at these candles being smaller and smaller and smaller. Look at this little consolidation. I mean, it can break through. Absolutely a possibility. But if you look at the 15-minute, it actually swapped structure. Look at this. We have the low here, right? We go below, we create an MSS. Then we create, we create an MSB here. Then we create an MSS, right? Then we come and retest to this order block down here. And we cannot break above on the 15-minute, but on the 5-minute, we do have a break above. On the 5-minute, we do have a break above. Look at this. Also here, but just to be safe, let's take this. And then what does it do? It retests to this order block and makes a new high. You know, so it makes sense for the dominance to start moving up. In my opinion, yeah, so everything adds up. In my book, everything screams short. That's the truth. If we don't go up, fine, but this is what I see. Ethereum, I talked about this. Pound, this was a decent trade that we wanted to take, but we couldn't because we missed it. I take the whole thing down. It's done. It's gone. And I'm not gonna trade any dollar pairs now. Let's look at one more thing. I'm also short ARB. So this is also a risky trade. The reason why I'm shorting is because we came up to the levels. So we talked about these levels yesterday, right? We talked about this point of interest. It went through here. We talked about this point of interest, and we talked about this point of interest. So all the three areas where this could have a major reversal. And we do see a push through here. So I'll delete this and a touch here. So what I was expecting on the 1 minute is that we are going to come down. We have broken structure down here. And then we broken structure down here. So I was thinking this was a great area to get in on an entry. yeah, so this is, I'm in this short as well. We'll see how it goes depending on what Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin seems to be breaking through. Yes, Bitcoin seems to be breaking through the level here. What does it do in the 5-minute? So what I'm doing is that I'm trying to see where it will come up, right? So we mark the order blocks up there. By the way, guys, subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. So liquidity up here. Even up here. We might have a push here. We might have a push here. Taking Asia high, coming retest, maybe taking Asia high with the liquidity, with the relative equal highs, and then pumping to 31,954. That might actually do happen. What would that put Ethereum at? Yeah, that would actually tie into with this entry probably. Or even this entry up here. I keep this aggressive, by the way. I keep this aggressive. 1837. That's the limit on there. It's just coming back. It broke below here. We'll wick through. That's an MSS with continuation. Yeah, so this is the thing. Like it's very uncertain. And when I don't feel good about the market, I usually don't trade. But I'm already in this Ethereum trade and the ARB trade. I'll leave those on. Something is off. Something is very off. Usually I have like a clear understanding on what is happening. Now it's pretty vague, you know. Now you see really what trading is. Like sometimes you just don't get it. Like for me this is weird. For me this is weird. We should come up here and retrace. Massive liquidity here. I think we need to dump a little bit. I think we need to come back to 33.1 or 32.5 for us to have an efficient move. And if we don't, that means that we're gonna push 41k and then reject very, very hard and come back even harder. That's kind of what I see right now. I'm in the Ethereum and ARB trade. These are the two trades that I'm in. I do not recommend you taking them. It's a very small position. Just hedging, you know, if we start dropping very hard, which I expect we should at some point, then I'm not out of a position, right? So let's look at some other stuff. Let me look at the chat. Doge long. Let's look at the Doge. The Doge. My buddy Nest of Crypto, he posted that Doge has something serious happening with Twitter, most probably. Yeah, look at this. So this was our Doge position. This was our Doge entry. If you remember, this exact level was our Doge entry. Are you long since here, or you got into a long somewhere else? It's good. We gotta watch out though. We're coming to this point of interest here. It will, it will push. It will push, I think. It will push. Potentially coming to this area here. Somewhere around here, this 7.323. It's very good. And then we can wait for retracement. We'll see what the numbers bring. Next week, we're gonna reevaluate. I'm excited for tomorrow's, what is it? Gamble. Friday Fun Day. Morning, Simon. Morning, morning. Morning, Simon. ETH BTC. Yeah, it's an interesting chart. Down on the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. Massive liquidity. This is gonna be when the altcoins go. Like this is gonna be when the alt rally starts. I mean, if we break below here, that's when dominance pushes through. Like this, you don't want to break below here. We are in a reversal area. We got to see a reversal here, right? We got to see it happen here. So this is that's not even the main structural point. I mean, this is the main structural point of the daily, but it's not even in discount, right? I mean, what is in premium? So we need to see this is like the real point. I mean, that can be a great indication, but this is like the real main structural point. let's say, I will say lower time frame, because this is not like, this is the main point. This is where the whole order flow started. This was the level that was responsible for the break below here. Yeah, we're a long way. We're a long way. It will happen very fast, but long way. Let's look at BLZ. Oh, good. Look at this. See a reversal here. So I'm not sure what the question is. Can you elaborate on a market structure question if the swing low is also the strong low? So strong lows are levels that was responsible for the break above. So like here, for example, this is our clear high, right? This is our clear high. And we did not get a confirmation here. We did not get a closure above. So we come down here and we don't see a break. We come down here, we don't see a break. So these trades are not valid. There is no confirmation, right? So you have to see a confirmation after touching onto a major level. Here, for example, you do see the confirmation. It comes down and breaks above here, right? Same thing here. Now it comes down, it touches onto the demand and breaks above the previous high. So this is a great confirmation. So therefore, this here is a strong low. So that is like a strong low level. But for example, here, this is the swing low, but this is not the strong low, because this low hasn't broken anything, right? So this is actually pretty good. Should we get in on a position? No, guys, don't trade today with the economic numbers coming out and all that. Oh, by the way, just to confirm, like the numbers can be also very good, like very good for crypto. It can be that inflation is cooling, GDP is, you know, comes in lower than expected. Like it can be very good as well. I don't think it will happen, but it can be. So what do we see here? We see a break above here. It will need to come back down. Builds up lots of liquidity. Potentially come back down to the breaker. This would kind of be my entry, I guess. I'm not going to trade. Probably I'm not going to trade the rest of the week, actually, because of, except the shorts, because of the numbers coming out and the weekend here and all that stuff. So I don't recommend you do that as well. But this is kind of the trade that I would be interested in taking. I mean, if this comes about now, I'll take it. I'll take it. But I want to get out of the position as fast as possible. But look at this, it's very simple. Look at this, how nicely it comes back down to the 1 minute. Like, it's just beautiful. This coin is pretty cool. I hope it helps. Baby meme. Yeah, definitely. You got in yesterday the break. Awesome. I have identified the parallel channel moving upwards, slight deviation. Below larger deviation upwards, and now we just bounced off the bottom of it, waiting to break off that. Yeah, can be. Can be. I think he's just taking liquidity, potentially taking liquidity here and coming up to 34,954. I really need to hold myself not to short this, you know. I really need to hold myself not to short heavy. This is like self-discipline. This is what trading is about. We'll see. 5 minutes, Simon. Hey, you got class. Whatever there is an MSS, yes. An MSS creates strong levels, yes. Let's look at ALGO. I have a big ALGO bag. Big ALGO bag. I mean, I wouldn't say it haven't moved. It's like 15, 16, 17%, but definitely space for improvement. I mean, unfortunately, this is this is like the main structural point. So until this breaks, we can go down in the lower time frames and see, for example, here, if this liquidation did not happen in August, we would see a high break here. And then we would see a market structure break here. And then now it's retested this area, taking the liquidity that was here. Yeah, it's gonna go up, I think. Again, like depending on what everything depends on Bitcoin and that. But look at this liquidity. I mean, it's just, this is not normal. This is why these charts are getting to me, because this is not normal. This is just not normal. But it moves nicely though. Like, look at it. It retraces to the beginning of the inefficiency. It should come. Also, lots of liquidity here. And it's on the 1 hour, not even on the lower time frames. Yeah, I would expect it to come down. I would expect it to come down with everything else. But it can go. So technically it can go. Technically this is your target. So if you have risk appetite or whatever that is, you could potentially target up there. But I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't touch it now. I wouldn't touch anything now. Especially not in a long. Smash the like button, legends. Subscribe to the channel. Oh my god, it's 9 o'clock already. I have to go. Guys, big things are coming. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. We're gonna do this from next week. I don't have to go, and it might be just, you know, for a long time. And also, it's gonna be worth following the channel, guys. It's huge things are coming. Huge things are coming. I'm telling you. Next week is the week when I'm gonna tell you everything. So subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, smash it twice, Luba. That's right. Christian is asking if I have seen this not normal movement. Yes, and the thing is that this is actually how bull markets start. So if you look back, okay, let's do this last thing. So if you look at the daily, right, and you go back in time, and you look at this, you will see that Bitcoin is pushing here. And, you know, like for example here, something similar is taking place now, right? It's push and then a retracement of 50, and then it doesn't come back. It just starts rocketing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And so this is how bulls start. You know, so this is what I'm saying. It can be the bull market. It can be the bull market. I'm not saying it isn't. This is why I have my spot bag ready and loaded. But for a trade, I'm not sure. So for now, I don't have any reason to long. I don't have any reason to get in on a long position, other than I know that we got to get to 41,000. So, and I know, and this is why I said I don't want to get stuck like CAPO did, because if this does this, right? If this starts pushing, I will, how should I say that? So I am still looking for long positions, right? Unless today with the numbers and everything like that is different, but unless, you know, things change today and over the weekend, I am looking for longs. This is why I have these marked here. I'm looking for longs down here at 30,000. I'm looking for longs at 31,000 and 32,000. But on a larger scheme of things, I think that this can be a very massive trap. So as a trader, now I'm looking for a short-term pullback and then a potential push to 41,000. This is what I'm looking at. And then when we get to that level, when we get to the daily equilibrium, what I want to see, I do not want to see a break below the daily low. I mean, that's what it is. If I see a close below the daily low, I am going to get out because it doesn't make sense. So it's the same thing here. Look at it. So if you go back on the daily and you come to the charts and you say, okay, what is the daily low? So this is our daily low level, right? Because this was responsible for the major push, no break below. Then what is the daily level? Well, this is the daily level. This also, again, like this, you have to consider that it's probably just coming back down for the discount, right? But this is the daily level. We did not close above. Let's see what the price action here was. So for me, it's coming down, making lows and lower lows and lower highs, right? Taking liquidity. Then it reverses. So for me, this would be a great indication that we're coming for the retest, right? So I would not get out here just yet. I would wait, and then we push, get to the retest. And here, I know that we already did break. Here, I would probably have gotten out. Until we break above here. Again, now, back then in 2021, I wasn't paying attention to the markets this much. But this is how I would play it. I would have gotten out here. And when we break above here, right? Here, we have a break above here. This, I can confirm that this was just a pullback to the 50%. We couldn't close below. And therefore, I would wait for a little bit of retracement. And get in again. You know, so you could play around with this and see how it plays out. And then obviously, you know, you have to wait for a break and then get in, get out as the break comes. So you do see this happen from in the beginning of the bull markets, and this can be the beginning of the bull market. I just think that the macro situation is not there for us to see these massive gains. That's just what I think. Thank you, John. Cheers, guys. Isn't that pump also breaking the 20? Yeah, exactly. It does. It does. It does. All right. All right. All right. All right. Guys, thank you so much for today's being here. It's been an interesting show. I'm extremely tired, actually. I have my daughter is not sleeping. Her teeth is coming. So I'm having very, very little sleep. But I'm here. We're doing this. Next week is going to be very exciting as well. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and interact with me in the chat, right? And see you around Twitter as well, and tomorrow, and on the videos, and basically everywhere, right? Take care. Bye-bye.